Hi there. How are you doing? Yeah, you're wondering why I'm wearing those sunglasses today? Well, I want to talk with you about filters because that's essentially what sunglasses are. They are filters. They filter out sunlight and protect our eyes. So let's talk about filters. Because filters are really important in our daily life and in general. And I give you an example of filters, like a bad example. When my husband and I were on our honeymoon, we went on a sailing trip on a yacht. And my husband wore his sunglasses. I don't know if you have noticed, but sunglasses, they filter out different colors as well sometimes, depending on what kind of shade the sunglasses themselves are. So while we were on the yacht, I was looking at my husband's legs and they had turned into a bright red color, like a tomato. It's like the color you would look for in a tomato, but not really in a leg. And I said to him, "Oh, I think you've got a sunburn." And he looks down with his shades on and he says, "No, I don't." See, the problem was the shades he had, they filtered out red. So when he looked down, his legs looked totally fine. And the end result was, well, he realized it eventually because the pain was just overwhelming. So he realized it eventually, but it was too late. The damage was done. And it was actually really dangerous because it was a big area. It was both his legs and it was a deep burn with blisters and everything. It was really dangerous. But the thing is, the wrong filters made a lot of damage. The filter before his eyes prevented him from seeing reality and from seeing danger. And he ended up having a lot of pain because of it. And the thing is, we can wear filters. In fact, we do wear filters all the time. But often these filters are not the right ones. They are often not good. And you have heard older people say, "Oh, everything was better in the olden days, in the golden days." That's a filter that's not realistic. It's a gold filter. It makes everything look better and brighter in the past. But it's not realistic. Another filter is, let's call it the doom and gloom or the black filter, which is a dark painter and it paints everything dark, the past, the present and the future. See, filters apply to past, present and future. And that black filter makes everything look really, really bad and negative. And that's not the reality either. Okay? So both those filters are not right. But the thing is, filters define how we perceive the world, and as a response to that, they define what we think about the past, the present and the future, and therefore they influence our feelings. If you have the black filter on, you see everything black, then that will lead to depression, to despair, to anxiety, whatever. It's not good. But the Bible mentions filters because we've spoken about all these filters, but what does the Bible actually say about it? And I'm going to read to you a list which is a filter. And that's a filter for what we take in, what we give out, for input and output and what we think about. And I mean, that's all what it is about, what we see the world, how we see the world in the past, present and future. It's basically how we think about the world. And this filter comes from Philippians 4. And I'm going to read to you from the verses 8, verses 9. So 8 to 9. "Finally, brothers," so that's Paul writing, by the way. "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you." Now that's a good list of filters. To think about what is lovely, what is good, what is excellent. Another filter we see in Psalm 13, where the psalmist reminds himself of God's covenant love. That filter tells us God loves us. He is good, He loves us, and He will always love us if we are in His family. And another filter is in Romans 8:28 that tells us that everything works together for our good for those who are of the family of the faith. So these are all filters, and they are good filters, and that's how we should perceive the world. And if we don't wear those filters, we will see things either all black or all gold. All gold. Can't talk anymore. And we could get really negative or pessimistic, or we can get like unrealistically optimistic and don't see danger. Like my husband didn't see the burn until it was too late. And only through this biblical filter we can see the reality for what it really is. We can see what is good and we can see what is bad. It's a real filter, it's a realistic filter. Because the thing is, our mind frame changes, and I don't know how it is for you, but maybe you feel that sometimes your whole mindset shifts into the dark filter, into the doom and gloom, and everything is stained and tainted black all of a sudden, and you go really grumpy, depressed, you're despairing, you're sad, you're worried, you're anxious. With that always goes an ungrateful attitude, the tendency to bitterness, and you're just kind of stingy and kind of, you find that you have arguments a lot more often and easy, and you're just more irritated and moody, and you just need to reset that mind. You just need to get that black filter off, put the biblical filter on. And then you won't focus on your pain and all the bad things anymore, but you will see reality, and you will see in your pain, you will know that it all works for your good. Even if you don't see how at the moment, but you see the reality through that filter. Because you see, every time we have one of those doom or gloom or gold filters on, we do not see the world for what it is. Only through the Bible do we see the world for what it really is. Therefore, get your filter right. Bye bye.